Hello, my name is Chris Perry, President of Broadridge Financial Solutions. First, on behalf of the nearly 12,000 Broadridge associates worldwide, I'd like to thank Nicsa for inviting me to share a few thoughts on the path forward for investment companies at this turbulent, uncertain, and historic moment. Speaking remotely at a conference is quite unusual. One big reason we attend these events is to meet with our marketplace. Broadridge exists to serve the industry. Having a genuine pulse on the challenges our clients face is critical. In a pandemic, we have to work even harder to stay connected. Our ability to gather from remote locations to share ideas is vital. This Nicsa conference is profoundly important, whether in person or virtual. It allows participants within a critical industry to gather their thoughts, to debate, to assess best practices when it comes to serving investors. And it's a testament to how we have all been able to adapt to the difficulties imposed by this pandemic. It's also a moment to be proud of our industry. Let's acknowledge the innovation and hard work that have characterized connecting the global asset management community together. No industry, company, or person was prepared for the pandemic. The strain exceeded everyone's business continuity plans. The global asset management ecosystem reacted by overhauling operations and protecting associates without missing a beat. Fund managers were able to provide thoughtful and active management of the American public's assets, safeguarding their investments at a moment of peril. That hard work is to be commended. These actions, in a moment's notice, required an ability to think differently and to be creative, to work together as professionals in a time of crisis, to be adaptive. We saw colleagues and clients grappling with uncertainty, conflicting information, and without a playbook. At Broadridge, we not only moved to work remotely, but we ensured the highest level of safety protocols for those who had to work in physical proximity. And then we took the initiative to reinvent our supply chain to better serve our clients. Collaboration and innovation throughout the industry has been key. The crisis arrived suddenly. It seemed to hit everywhere at once. But as an industry, we banded together at the darkest moments, faced down critical problems, and haven't looked back. In Broadridge's recent Next Gen Technology Pulse survey, 60% of asset managers said they intend to create a culture of continuous digital innovation for the long term. The spirit of innovation has been particularly evident where data analytics is concerned. Asset managers have been making very effective use of data for years. It's been used for algorithms to improve their trade execution, to automate back office processes, and to reveal formerly hidden sources of alpha. Now, more and more during the pandemic, it's being used for targeted distribution. You see, we have to deliver to our clients precisely what they want, when they need it, with technology that's simple to use and very easy to understand. The distribution process has historically relied on face-to-face engagement between wholesalers and advisors. Relationships have been an important part of the sales process. Trust via a handshake, a smile, a face-to-face meeting have been the key to client acquisition and satisfaction. Now, with people unable to connect in person, asset managers had to rethink their approach. One thing they've found is that predictive analytics and artificial intelligence tools can be highly effective in this environment, helping asset managers to pinpoint the advisors that are most likely to be receptive to their products and reinvent their marketplace pitch. Rich data and machine learning is also helping firms tailor solutions for advisors of every generation. This is particularly important because in our market surveys, advisors have been telling us that they're paring back on the number of asset managers they work with. According to a recent Census Bureau estimate, there are 83 million millennials in the US. Our surveys show that the vast majority don't have a financial advisor. More alarmingly, only 58% of them even have confidence in their retirement plans. Firms like Robinhood, Wealthfront, and Betterment are trying to tap into this potentially fertile market, particularly as the wealth transfer to millennials begins. It raises the question, what are you doing? We have to show the next generation that we get them. If we don't, the disruptors will scoop up assets and redefine wealth and retirement planning at our collective expense. AI and machine learning are increasingly important throughout asset managers' entire operations. Managers are looking more and more for new hires in all areas who have a data-driven mindset and are comfortable analyzing information. The goal in all of this is to find ways to do things better, quicker, or with less manual effort. It's just another way in which technology expands human potential, and it is fueling a pace of innovation and automation once seen as impossible before COVID. Now it feels like the new normal, and if anything, it's still gaining speed. This year's market volatility has prompted a profound change in who is demanding data. It's not just asset managers. Now individual investors want to access their near real-time data as well. That data, of course, is their own from their accounts. They crave information and the ability to access it in a simple-to-use format. In a recent Broadridge survey on investor preferences, we learned that following the pandemic, that need to touch base has led 24% of customers to check a bill or a statement online for the first time. And 21% said they downloaded their provider's mobile app. People have also sought changes in the way they communicate with their money managers. Amid the pandemic, investors have become, naturally, more sensitive about how firms reach out to them. In one of our recent surveys, customers expressed a desire for simpler and more intuitive communications. They also said they are looking for more personalization and engaging outreach. Interaction that, in a word, feels more human. They're saying that they want to deal with brands that have a purpose, that strive to do good. That's a very powerful sentiment right now, and people are not just asking us to be more human. They're looking forward and expressing that desire more and more in how they invest. Perhaps recognizing the vulnerability in our society that the pandemic has exposed, clients are increasingly asking advisors about ESG investing. They're now weighing how issuers act in the context of the environment, social, and governance matters. Global assets in dedicated ESG mutual funds and ETFs surpassed $1.3 trillion in June of 2020. ESG investing has been widely embraced in Europe and is now having a significant breakthrough in the US. Both the percentage of clients and the percent of assets invested in ESG products are expected to double in the next 2 years. So ESG investing is at an inflection point. Its growth has started to take off. It's important to frame that growth in the context of some of the broader changes happening within our society. The deaths of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor have made clear that we all have to work harder for the causes of equality, diversity, and inclusion. We at Broadridge are proud to support Nicsa's diversity initiatives. This is important not just for our industry, but for our society as a whole. We have all seen and experienced so much this year. Thankfully, we've also benefited from tremendous innovation. Technology, at its heart, is about tools to solve problems, to work more efficiently, to meet our needs, great and small. The tools that we've built have allowed us to continue our missions, even though, for the time being, we've had to carry on remotely without the normal workplace interactions. These collaboration tools have brought us together today. Just as we responded to the financial crisis with new ideas, we are responding today. It's in our nature as people, and this is a people business, to face these challenges, not to shrink from them. The investment industry has never been so important, so necessary, as we help people to secure their financial futures, and increasingly technology is driving better access, greater choice, and lower cost of entry. The future will always present challenges, and side by side, we will rise to meet them. We look forward to rolling up our sleeves, working with you and our industry to drive innovation. Thank you.